Welcome back, everybody. ETFinalScore.com football show, playoff edition, round number 3. Let's get back to Class 3A. Last week, Carthage was supposed to have a tough time against Navasota. It didn't happen. The Bulldogs rolled them tonight down in Beaumont, taking on Silsbee. And here come the Bulldogs. And the man, Blake Bogenschut, had his right arm rocking early. What a pass in between two defenders to Terry and Gorey. Touchdown Carthage, 7-0. Bulldogs with the lead. After a 3-and-out, they go to that dangerous running attack. And Tevin Pipkin, I love showing this highlight. This is the third time today, but 74 yards untouched for the touchdown. And Carthage, go up 14-0. 4th and 10 now. How about Bogenschut going for it and finding Terry and Gorey again? Kind of a Mike Leach play right there. Carthage is not afraid to go for it on 4th down. 21-0. Silsbee trying to get something going, but Brian Dons gets the interception right there. Great play by Brian right there. And the Bulldogs of Carthage just dominate today over Silsbee. 49-6 is your final score. Congratulations to the Bulldogs. They are moving on to round number 4. And joining us from down in Beaumont is our good friend Clay Allo, ETFinalScore.com contributor. Clay, this game's been over for a little bit now. Kind of before we get into the game, what's the plan for Carthage for round number 4?
Going back to Beaumont, actually, this afternoon's game was played at Lamar University. Next week we'll be at Beaumont ISD Stadium. Pretty new stadium, I believe. Coach Scott Surratt said really, really nice facilities. They lost a flip with West Orange Stark, who barely beat Jasper this week. If Jasper had won, they would have played at SFA. But Carthage going back to Beaumont next week to face West Orange Stark in the Region 3 Finals.
That a Friday night game, Clay?
Correct.
All right, and Beaumont once again. Well, Clay, back to the ball game. I got the highlights early, and it was just an onslaught by the Bulldogs. Were they just that fired up today, or was they just overmatching Silsbee across the board?
It was pretty much across the board. I think Silsbee had 16 plays for a loss in the game. Couple bad snaps, but put a lot of pressure in the backfield on the Tigers, and just had a little too much power on offense after rushing for about 330 last week. Carthage rushed for about another 220, 240 yards again this week.
All right,
so they can certainly beat you either way, and they had it going pretty good today.
They certainly do. I love the 4th down touchdown pass from Bogenschut to Gorey. Now, Clay, not trying to jump too far ahead here, but are we seeing a Carthage, Chapel Hill, Kilgore down the road game coming up?
Well, if Carthage were to see Kilgore, it would be in the state finals. They're on the other side of the bracket, and that's something that's actually been talked about amongst some people since the beginning of the season. It almost happened last year. Both of those teams got beat in the semifinals, but the way it looks right now, it's very possible we could have an All-East Texas state championship game in Arlington come December.
Well, I know you nor me would complain about that. Clay, thank you for the time. Good insight, good info, and we'll talk to you next Friday, my friend. All right, Clay Allo, good job there. Let's jump to some 3A scores from tonight. You just mentioned, Clay just mentioned West Orange Starch. They do get it done in a tough one over Jasper, though. 18-16 the final in that one in Fairfield. Kind of southeast East Texas there. They get it done easily over Hardin Jefferson. Final score in that one, 57-14. All right, let's get to Class 2A now. And what a story here. We've been talking about the White Oak Roughnecks all season long. Now, we've always known they make deep runs in basketball, but their football team this year, outstanding. But a tall order tonight down in Lufkin, taking on Newton, who has just been destroying teams all season long. And Newton was hot early as you watch Mr. Brandon Johnson, wow, up the middle, untouched touchdown. And Newton has the early lead. Dylan Gale, what a signal caller he's been. He's going to go right to his running game. And Riley Aiken, touchdown, Roughnecks. We are tied at 7. So Newton's kind of saying, okay, all right, these guys came to play. They come right back as Rodney Elam gets to Callum Foster, who gets a first down, almost breaks that one. Foster, very fine football player. He would then run it in, had a kickoff return for a touchdown as well. That made it 14-7, but Riley Aiken, Dylan Gale, Jansen McCurdy, all those great receivers, but it was the running game that kept the White Oak Roughnecks going in this one. Aiken, another touchdown for White Oak. That tied it at 14, and folks, White Oak goes on to destroy Newton and move on to round number 4. Congratulations to all the Roughnecks and Roughneck fans out there. 55-36. Huge win for the White Oak Roughnecks. All right, at Lobo Stadium tonight, a battle of 11-1 teams. Malakoff, New Boston. That's Eric Conkleton passing to Jeff Bladbury for a 25-yard gain. Conkleton then hands off to Jawan Johnson. Ball's on the ground. And look at that. Malakoff recovered it, but did not get a score. This time it's going to be more Conkleton handing off to Travis Garrett. 25-yard run, and look at that. You can't do that, guys. Late hit, easy call. Give him 15 more. Bladbury did get it for New Boston. All right, and then passes it to Bladbury. I'm sorry. He would go and get it in for the touchdown. Great play right there. Now, Malakoff trying to get something going because they did fight back. They did fight back in this ball game. Darian Jackson of Malakoff, 60 yards on the punt return. They would get a touchdown after that. That was a touchdown. And here's your final score. As, like I said, Malakoff really came back in this one. But New Boston, a very, very good, tough football team. They've got a lot of history, and they are moving on with a 34-27 victory right there. All right, moving on to the 2A scoreboard. Dangerfield rolling like they always do this time of year. 56-10 is your final score as the Dangerfield Tigers are looking good. Waskma also undefeated and still rolling. They take care of Crawford tonight. 33-14 is your final score in that one. And just got a text in right here. White Oak, of course, big victory tonight. They will take on Franklin this Friday in Palestine at 7:30. So White Oak, their round 4 game. Franklin, Friday, Palestine at 7:30. Now, of course, Kilgore and Chapel Hill will play each other. The rumor is Trinity Mother Francis Rose Stadium, but we'll see what happens there. We may have to wait a few hours before the coaches agree on that one. All right, more highlights, more scores coming up. Alto, Tenaha, Lovelady, we got to put you guys on TV next. And as always, hit that Twitter feed. Go to @etfinalscore.com. All right, welcome back, everybody. ETFinalScore.com football show. Let's get to the small school action. Of course, big dreams here for all the small schools trying to get to AT&T Cowboy Stadium. One of those, the Alto Yellow Jackets in College Station tonight to take on Bosqueville. Let's get to the action from down in College Station. Early on, it's scoreless when Zach Stearns keeps it and goes sprinting down the near sideline. Big time play by Zach Stearns. Look how big he is for Class 1A football. I love it. Same drive, Jacoby Whitaker. Oh, what a career this young man has had, and he is just fighting his way in for the touchdown. They would miss the extra point. It's 6-0 Alto, your lead in this one. Bosqueville responds, though. C.J. Collins on the quarterback keeper. They get the PAT to go, so they take a 7-6 lead. Direct snap, and it's Whitaker once again. Look at this young man, busted out to the right side, gets it in. What a play right there, 13-7 Alto. Bulldogs with a 4th and goal late in the second quarter. Collins hits Drew Hayes. What a play right there. And here's what happened in the end. Alto scored to make it 42-41. They went for 2 to win the game, but didn't get it. Bosqueville able to stop Alto. So their season comes to an end, but hey, it wasn't because they were scared. They did go for the 2-point conversion. 42-41 is your final score. The Tenaha Tigers taking on Chilton. And here we go early on, 7-6 Chilton. That is J.R. Hill. That's what Tenaha does here, folks. They got a couple of guys. They just line up and run it right at you. He gets enough for the first down right there. And then Chavis Gregory. Oh, my goodness. Watch this in slow motion. Chavis runs right through the Chilton defender. My goodness. Earl Campbell-like right there. J.R. Hill smelling the end zone, busted outside, and just comes up short. But Mr. Chavis, Little Earl, I'm going to start calling him, finds the end zone for the touchdown, 14-6, Tenaha with the lead right there. Congratulations as the Tigers, boy, they're accustomed to making deep runs, 28-16, your final score. We also got we got West Sabine and Mart in action tonight. Here we go for the highlights of this one. And Mart, I tell you what, can play some football, folks, as they were just running up and down all over. Mart was running all over West Sabine in this one. As we get to more highlights, West Sabine trying to make something happen right here. Big touchdown run. They get on the scoreboard right there. Good one there. And then right back comes Mart as they are just outstanding on a little screen pass, trying to take it all the way. And look at that. Big time run right there. And I tell you what, Mart moving forward as they get the victory tonight over West Sabine. Your final score in that one is 50-18. Lovelady score for you real quick, taking on Bremen. Lovelady trying to keep their miracle run alive, but it comes up short in this one. 28-7, Bremen over Lovelady in this one. All right, let's go back out to Forney now. Our Jeff Schaefer had some problems on the interviews he'd sent back for us, so we're going to have him live on the phone right now. Jeff, welcome into the show. Jeff, how are you doing today, and how about that finish for Chapel Hill?
Well, I'm trying to thaw out a little bit. It was another cold one out in Forney, but as far as Chapel Hill goes, it was a strong finish by the Bulldogs. It was kind of one of those games where, you know, it kept going back and forth. It was almost a game that wouldn't end. It seemed like Chapel Hill was going to close it out, and then Decatur would score. But, you know, Chapel Hill just kind of showed that it has that strength and that mettle to be able to close out a game tonight. And, you know, the Bulldogs are moving on. You can't. You know, you could pick apart this and that, but at the end of the day, you know, they came out with the win.
Jeff, you know, we may be a little East Texas biased here, but the Decatur quarterback, scholarship offers from everybody. I'm kind of taking Mr. Andrew Black for my team, just simply because he rises up to the big stage, and you've seen it now for the last 3 weeks, Jeff.
Well, he sure has, and you know, and that's not to say that Grayson Muehlstein, the Decatur quarterback, you know, isn't good. I mean, he did show he could make some plays tonight, but you know, he also had some problems. Chapel Hill was able to force some turnovers. You know, the Bulldogs got some pressure on. You know, he got a few plays in there, but the Chapel Hill defense did what it needed to do. And yeah, you know, at this point, it's hard to take anybody, I think, over Andrew Black. The kid can, you know, he can run, he can throw, he can create and make plays. You saw all of that just in tonight's highlights. And like you said, Eric, I mean, he's been doing it the entire postseason, and, you know, he's obviously a huge reason why Chapel Hill is moving on now.
All right, Jeff, you talked to the coaches and the players after the game. Now it's Chapel Hill Kilgore next Friday. Any hint on where they're going to play this game? I know maybe Kilgore not too crazy about playing at Rose Stadium. Is that the feel, or do you know anything of yet?
Oh, we did talk to Coach Sitton after the game, and he said the game is going to be at Rose Stadium. So a bit of an advantage, certainly, for Chapel Hill with that one being close. But I know, you know, those Kilgore fans are going to travel anywhere in the state, and you know, Rose isn't too far from Kilgore, so you know, there'll be plenty of red in those stands as well. At Rose Stadium.
All right, well, Jeff, thank you for giving us a little bit of time there, and just for our viewers out there, greatest picture of you ever for a phoner right there, man. But good job, buddy. Safe travels coming back to Tyler tonight, and of course, you'll have all the scores and highlights with Longview and Gladewater playing tomorrow. Final break right now here on the ETFinalScore.com football show. Play of the night is next. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Play of the night. Andrew Black was unbelievable. Just heaves it up there. And Gabriel Robinson, unbelievable catch. Here it is in slow motion. Just takes it away from Decatur. And that really got the Chapel Hill Bulldogs rolling. Your play of the night, Gabriel Robinson from Andrew Black. Score updates, here we go. White House in a heartbreaker to Poteet, 65-60. Chapel Hill gets it done, 55-40. They are victorious. The Gilmer Buckeyes go down tonight, 45. There's 55-40, Chapel Hill winning. There's Gilmer falling to Argyle, 45-38. And Kilgore victorious over Frisco Lone Star, 56-21. The big one, of course, Friday will be Chapel Hill and Kilgore. Tomorrow's action, Longview and A&M Consolidated, 4 o'clock Midlothian. Gladewater, Gainesville, 4 p.m. in Royce City. Everybody have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you on Monday.